Problem is my table a hot mess because I've been working on random things that I probably shouldn't have been for the past couple days. And I gotta get some more commission work done. I was primary making progress. The Zilla's the one I gotta get back to working on. Which will hopefully be tomorrow. Problem is I gotta do. Oh, I just got this soaked. Why is there water? Man. We're gonna put you there. I don't know why that's wet, but I definitely don't want to get that wet. At least not currently. Anyways, if I forget if I did it, but listen up, Rangers. Welcome to the Geek Chest. My name's Steve. Today's gonna be just random chill live stream. Got the dog hanging out behind me. Gonna paint one of these real quick, which is a flame effects for the Monsters Evolve Godzilla. It's made to specifically fit inside of its mouth, so I'm going to work on that real quick. I'm just going to do it at this angle too, because I just don't really want to mess with anything. I wish I could get this lower. I wonder. It'll be fine. But anyways, how's everybody doing? I see we got one person here currently. I gotta actually get this stuff off the table because I think the paints that I want to use are hiding in the back here. Because I was at Hobby Lobby because I had to pick up stuff for my personal projects I'm working on. And I saw that for their brand of paint, Master Touch, they have some new pearl ones. So they have a new pearl white. Then they also had a crystal blue and a vermilion, which I wanted to try out on these. Only conundrum is, like I said, there's a bunch of water on my thing here, and I don't know why. So we're going to get that off real quick. I was going to say, possibly pat some stuff down with some paper towel. I know it's kind of an impromptu live stream. I was like, I got like 30 minutes. With it being Mother's Day, like I said, I just haven't had a lot of time. And maybe I could have streamed. I really probably should actually start streaming some of the random crap I'm working on. Problem is, it's just like, it's so hard to... When I don't know exactly what I'm doing, I don't like filming it. Granted, it's probably more entertaining that way because you get to see me fail more often than not. Hey, Art. But that being said, so I got these two to try out. Because of them being pearl colors. But how's your night going, Art? But with these being pearl colors, I thought they would be good for the beams and such. Why? Ugh. Oh, that just spilled. Fuck yeah. It's not going well. You know that stuff I just threw out? It's all over behind me now. Cool. Just what I wanted. Somehow I just clean up. Oh, that's getting everywhere. No, don't go towards the board game I just set on the floor. I'd appreciate it if you didn't. Also, why is there a bunch of candy? Where did the candy come from? Why is there candy in my garbage can? I don't understand. So I've been actively, avoiding sugar to the best of my ability. I've been vaguely successful at it. I haven't had a sugar pop in a few days. And I used to be really bad about getting Slurpees. Like, I get them daily. I still get them quite a bit, but I did find a place to sell sugar-free ones, so that's my go-to now. But hey, you're... Don't know if I can say your name on stream, but glad you can make it. Oh, but anyways, gonna take some of this with the white, mix it together. Hopefully we get pink. Actually, be honest, the vermilion's fairly pink color to begin with. No, I never. We haven't picked up the Allosaurus. I'm kind of hoping, like I've seen quite a few of them around here, and they've been sitting for a minute. If it goes on sale, I'll probably grab one, just for giggles. But we don't really collect much of the Hammond stuff. My wife's more into this, like the baseline. She likes to grab a bunch. So unless it's like dinosaurs I really, really like, we haven't really been grabbing them. And I do like the Allosaurus, but not enough to. Like, we have like so many other Allosauruses hanging around. I don't think it's that much, but it's definitely up there. I want to say it was like 40, like 30, 40 around there. Like it goes down to like $15. Sign me up. I'll buy it just for random custom fodder. I'm not sure how I like the whites. It's gonna be kind of hard to see for you guys, but the white looks really metallic-y. The pink on the other hand, not pink. The vermilion looks a lot more pearl. Oh, maybe it is. I didn't think it was that expensive. Probably one of those ones I'd have to like Google to really know. But just taking a little bit of this paint, going over the beam. Because when I 3D printed them, I mixed in some reds and pigment powder, but I didn't quite lay on exactly how I like it. So I'm just using this to kind of tint it to the more of a pink shade, and then the pearlescence is going to give it the color that I want. A little bit of a shine. Hair dryer. Hair dryer, I need you. But yeah, I wasn't really planning on we're not doing too much sort of how-to stuff today. I appreciate it, Seller. She's using the hair dryer just to dry us to the touch. And then when I get done streaming, I gotta go take this outside and clear coat it real quick. Because this is actually going to be going out tomorrow for somebody. Because on our Etsy shop, I make custom beams. We got quite a few beams made for people. My personal favorite, I've always been a fan of Dilophosaurus. Oh, there we go. Now it's nice and pink. A little bit of pearlescent to it. It's actually a little different than the ones I have in the picture, because the picture I used a glow in the dark pink, and I like the pink, but I thought this one maybe would give it a bit more of an atomic look. So I'm gonna be pretty much going with that. Might have to update the photo here sometime in the near future. But anyways, so we got that. Some progress on the other things I've been working on. Like I said, like in the title, this is more of a progress video than anything. We have Mr. Godzilla head. It's pretty well set up. I added some cardboard inside of the mouth, so now it can open and close. Rawr, rawr. So I was working on that. And then currently the eyeballs aren't sitting in this one. But one thing I did do off camera is I was working on these, which what this is multiple plastic pellets. I've never smelled a Godzilla. I hope so. But I was using the multiple plastic pellets to make the teeth here. You just boil some water, stick them in the water, they turn clear, and then you can sculpt with them till they cool. And this is going to be the teeth for the Godzilla here. Like I said, my goal is to make it kind of like 54 or 55-ish. So it's going to have the more elongated fangs. Like that. I gotta get this stuff. I got once I get all the fabric and everything laid onto this, I'll put the teeth in. Because I'll put the teeth in and then do all the latex for it. So that's where we're at with this one. So not too much progress with this other than just getting the teeth. And then I started because thankfully he's not going to take as much teeth as my other one I'm working on. Because I have big teeth, smaller teeth, Spongy Godzilla spotted. He won't be spongy for long. That's next on the agenda. I ran out of spray working on the one puppet. So that one's going to have to wait, hopefully tomorrow. But I've also been making a bunch of little teeth here, which I got. It's pretty much every day I'm going to try to do a batch of teeth because his foot popped off. Son of a Steve. I gotta figure out how to get his feet to attach a little bit better. His one foot still likes to come off quite a bit. I don't know. Yeah, we can probably fix that while we're sitting here. Because in hindsight, I probably should have put some rods into this thing. But this is essentially like what the next process on Godzilla is doing what I did with this guy. Minus the dangly foot. I'll wait for the heat gun to go up. But if you've ever seen the movie Critters, I've been wanting a crate for the longest time. Yeah, he's a little crippled. And I've been wanting like a solid looking one. And while there's people that definitely make some that I like, I don't know. I just kind of wanted to try my hand at it and see how good of a one I could pull off. So this one's got the fabric laid on it, which I just used some spray adhesive, sprayed the crap out of it, and then just laid the fabric on. I gotta fix a couple spots, and then we'll go from there. Because from here, it's going to be layering latex onto it, and then using some latex with cotton to make like the wrinkles and what have you on it. Try to like flesh out the detailing then. And hopefully when I add the latex on it, it's going to hide the fabric going over top of certain sections. And plus, some of this is not going to be that big of a deal anyways because it's going to be covered in fur. So there's going to be a lot of fur. Although this one, I think what we're going to do is make this one the bold one, I think is what I'm going with. So I did make his dome a little bit more predominant than I probably would normally with this. But you'll see here, he does have a hole in the back, which this is going to get covered with fur. I'll probably have like when I do the fur, it's probably going to have like a little flap here so then I can get my hand up in here. Man, I love these hats. But fit your hand in here. And then the one tricky part, I just ran my toe over, is on the inside of the mouth, I had to put some cardboard down, and then I sculpted a ton, cut up, and made some cuts so that I could fit my hand in here. Yeah, he's going to have a furry butt flap. And there's enough room for me to fit my hand in here. So he can open and close now. So you'll see like there's the shape of the tongue there where his gum line is. Ripley's murdering that couch back there. It's about as far as I can get it open, which I think it works pretty good for how you see it in the movie. But yeah, the overall goal of this one is going to be making him the bald one. No, the eyes are going to be wood balls, but I'm going to paint these up and then go over them with resin, so it'll look kind of like glass. But essentially, these are going to be the eyes. So when I go to do the latex, I'm not going to have the eyeballs in it. We'll lay the latex down, and I'll probably paint the eyes and do the resin, then do the resin over top of them then too. So then when I do the detailed latex over the eyes, it'll actually give them the eyelids. Must be like that. So I've probably been wearing these more and more ever since like I've been losing my hair. So like mid-20s. Yeah, there we go. Critters. It's one of like my favorite childhood horror movies growing up. It's just movies in general. I always thought the critters were like so cool. But yeah, so this one's a little bit more far along than the other one. Because I figure I'd mess around with this one a little bit more. I have a good one, Seller. But mess around with this one a little bit more before I go back to the Godzilla so I can kind of learn things about this one. The Godzilla, the nice thing about it is I get to be, I don't really have to care as much about the fabric on that one because I'm going to be adding his like wrinkles and everything over top of it. So it's not going to matter at all. This one, on the other hand, he does like, I'm going to have some exposed flat pieces. So ideally, I don't want to have like sections like this on the front here, but like I said, I think after I built, like I'm gonna be layering and adding a bunch of latex over it, so it should work good. Oh yeah, for sure. Honestly, growing up, I like these guys more. Like I always kind of, I know it's gonna be blasphemous for some, but I like these guys more than the Gremlins. As designs and like the characters in the movies, I always thought they were just like so interesting. And just that universe in general, like the bounty hunters and everything. And these guys still were like wisecracking and like the bald ones just being like bitching. Like the critters are just so sweet. Alright, my glue gun should be heated up enough now. Although the cable is currently sitting on the camera. I find out that it's just this one foot's been giving me a fit, while the other ones stayed on perfectly fine. It's awesome. It's weird. I know if this comes out good, I'll probably end up making a few of them for myself slash maybe for sale. But I definitely need. There was like the one with the. I think there was like a striped one, if I remember right. Could use the crappy crap like the ones after the newer ones where there's like the white critter. Could possibly do that. Could make the big one. Like the big one from the first movie that ate too much. Yeah, there's some good gremlins. Like I said, I like Gizmo. It's just I don't know. I just always thought they were like the critters were more terrifying, but they had like their own little charm to them still. Like especially the first movie. Like the first movie has like legit scares in it. With them talking crap. They're like, oh my god, it's got a gun. And then they had their own little language and everything. Oh. I remember there was that YouTube short where they made that was about the bounty hunters. Like I said, I think you can make a whole like show just based off of them, and then like the Krites just kind of show up periodically. But while this guy's sitting here, so the overall process of this guy is he's essentially a bunch of just like this. It's a bunch of whatever you call this kind of foam. It's like couch cushion foam. So he started with this. You layer it up in glue. The glue I've been using is 3M Super 77. Works really well. So you spray both sides of the foam. You stick it together. You give it a few minutes. You're good to go. And then the critter here was essentially the exact same, going all the way up. It's just I made it really big at the bottom, shrunk it down as I was going, and then just snipped off all the foam. The eyebrow I had to add on after the fact. So after I sculpted the head, I put a strip of foam and cut it to kind of make the eyebrows here. The hands are made out of Sculpty foam, which I currently can't get a hold of anymore and had to order on Amazon. Dog, stop ripping at the... Thank you. But I had to order some more. And I like them. I actually like that they kind of wrinkled up a little bit. It makes them look a little bit more legit. And then the nails are made out of thermoplastic. But it's foam here. This is just more of the couch cushion. Because if I decide to put a wire in here, it'll still be able to shift around. My thought process is I got more sculpting foam coming in. If I make it look better on the second pass, because I might do like a little armature in the fingers, I think was my problem here. But I would like I said, I would like to put some like armatures into them, into the hands, so that they would hold the pose properly. Well, same with the feet. So, like I said, next would be I gotta clean up some of the fabric just to get the lay down better on it, and then it's pretty much I'm just waiting for the fur and the latex, and making the teeth, which is probably going to be the most pain in the butt thing, is sitting here and gluing each one of these teeth in. Which I'm now, oh god, I'm kind of coming to the realization I probably made them a little too short. I can still use them because they have like a bunch of different sized teeth. The only thing that sucks is he's still a little sticky on the inside. He isn't quite dried yet, so I'm trying not to mess with it too much. But I guess I could just build up the gums. That's probably what I'm going to end up doing. Because that is quite a bit ways down. So inside the mouth, I might add a little bit more padding, or just when I build up the latex, I might just go a little bit harder inside of the mouth and then glue these in. Kind of undecided. It's between that or just making those teeth bigger is the other thing, because it's like almost there. These teeth would be actually pretty good around the top mouth section. It's supposed to be sticky. It's movie accurate. So I kind of need like something in the middle of this one. Not that high, but getting there. Oh, actually, you know what? These would actually probably be fine for the top. The top here. So yeah, I'll just have to make some like slightly larger teeth as I go along. But like I said, super pleased with it. I think it's like I said, it looks like I'm already like pretty happy with it because it's like it looks like a crate right now. So now it's just like how good of a sculpting job I do over top of it with the latex. Like I said, this one's the one I'm a bit more hesitant on if it's good enough to go yet. I definitely know I got to clean up the mouth a little bit more before I mess around with it. But this one's pretty much about there too. Yeah, as I say, there's been a lot of, because it's like I've heard from some outlets because there's like something going on with the cup in the trailer that it could be Biolante related because there's like a plant with some wording on it. Probably Supernova and Space Godzilla doesn't quite. I don't know. It doesn't sound like it makes as much sense. Although I can definitely see it as a possibility of them doing. Yeah, like you're saying, the small ones in the back. Like I said, they'll still be good for the roof of the mouth and like the back here. It's just like the front lower teeth. I think I got to make them larger there. Unless I really want to go through and do a bunch of sculpting, but I think I would look like give it like some visual distinction. So I'll have to just make like a bunch of varying sized teeth. So like I said, I'm probably gonna end up making probably too many of them. Probably in the end, because probably gonna be like however many teeth I can get done in a sitting of boiling water. But I'm hoping it comes out good. It's like I said, if it comes out good, I'll try to make some more. Yeah, but I was gonna say, because Malta really hasn't had twins yet, though. Like proper twins. I can see it happening. Like I said, honestly, like I kind of just hope they. I would wish they would just keep doing like their own unique kaiju's. Personally, I think I would like that a little bit more, especially since. Well, to be fair, this is like the only one we really had like a full cast of unique villains. Because the last one we had Space Godzilla. Oh, not Space Godzilla. Mecha Godzilla before, and then we had like the new cast. I kind of just wish they would kind of just keep doing it. So I feel like Space Godzilla is like if you keep going, because it's like him and like Destroy. I feel like are like your end game monsters. But we'll have to wait and see with the because I'm sure it's in production right now, so we probably won't see a trailer for till like probably next year, I'd imagine. But Space Guys will be cool. And then, like I said, I like Biolante too, and I was kind of excited when they were talking about some of the rumors with the trailer, it being Biolante. But then again, there's also been like talks like Biolante and -1 could also maybe be a thing. Honestly, if you're gonna bring back somebody, I'd take Gigan. Gigan would be cool. Oh, because I'm trying to think of what else they could do. Like, what other ones they could do? Because we kind of already had like the Hollow Earth villains. We've had a monster from space. We've had the mechanized monster. Like Destroyer is definitely a thing they could do because of the Oxygen Destroyer. Since they introduced him, I would assume it'd pop up in there at some point. My dog's still just murdering the crap out of this couch cushion over here. If you guys can see, she's already got like the little string out of there, which is fine because it's like Casey's old one. She could wreck the crap out of it. But she is definitely making some progress on that front. But anyways, I think we're gonna call it good here. So when I go to wrap this, I'll probably live stream it. Since I didn't do the Krites, we'll probably mess around with that. It'll be interesting if they went the alien route. I hope they bring back the alien cockroaches. Alien cockroaches were always dope. So probably film wrapping that one, and then if I do the fur on this one, I'll probably do the same thing. I'll probably film that. Godzilla with a mouth guard. Kinda does look like it, doesn't it? Man, like I said, super pleased with the way this one's coming out. I was kind of concerned because it's always one of those things like when you first like are shaping, you're like, it kind of looks like the thing, but you just don't really know until you start like adding a little bit more and more detail here and there. But yeah, super pleased with it. I just hope I used the right fabric. Because some of the people I've seen doing this, it's not the most clear cut thing. But from what I could tell, like stretchy fabric is probably where you want to go because when you put latex on it, it'll have more give than two. Other part reviews, I just we lost the monetization on that channel like really way early in the run of that thing, and then with the Geek Chest, we started making like a noticeable amount of money. So just figure, and the Geek Chest is under my name. unimportant reviews is under Arnaz. So technically Arnaz lost his monetization options. So with my channel, we just decided just to shift over here and focus on it. Focus on it 100% since it's the one that makes money. Granted, it doesn't make a ton of money, but it makes it more worthwhile in the long run. Yeah, no problem, Kaiju. But yeah, we're gonna call it good here. Like I said, I might possibly stream tomorrow because I really need to finish up that Zilla sculpting so I can get the painting it. Same with touching up the Super 7 just a little bit more. And then that'll be good to go to its home. So I would like to wrap those up. We also got to finish painting up little the little Gorgo. Also, I forgot to mention, I know he's not here, but Russell, if you check this out later, I did do the clenched fist. It's hanging out there too. And then your stuff's also yeah, I was thinking about starting up a gaming channel. So like I'd give something for Arnaz to do a little bit more at his without having to be here. Yeah, the Gorgo ones are pretty sweet. Like if you just like I would just like if you want a Gorgo, I would just grab whichever one you'd want to get. I know currently they were doing sales on them. Because of the whole tariff situation. So if you want to pick one up, like now I would say is probably the best time to try to go grab one. But I already got the Ripley. Stop chewing that stuff. I already got the one that I would like, so so I just wanted the one that looks like the movie. Good to go. Yeah, the poster color. There's the comic book one because that's the one we painted, right? It's comic book color. But yeah, so anyways, you guys to beat those kaiju by hitting the like button, subscribe, become a ranger today. We also got Instagram, Patreon, TikTok, Facebook. Guys, I keep up to date with channel, donate, greatly would appreciate it. Also in the description is our Etsy shop, which is the best way if you guys want to get some custom pieces for your Monster Arts figures, or if you like to get all the commissions, if you want special stuff done. It's probably the easiest way to get a hold of me. That or my personal Instagram also should be in the description. And also, if you guys are picking up collectibles, like commission that came in. Going to be working on some Deadpool Wolverine figures, blooding them up, weathering them. So these will be fun. There's a link in the description for Entertainment Earth. Another good way to support the channel if you're buying stateside collectibles. If you're looking to pick up some higher Godzillas and such, it's also a link in the description for Caucus Toys. You can save 6% off your order code Steve Caucus at checkout. Anyways, I'll see you guys next one. If I can hit the right button. There we go. Bye-bye.